When you have the ability to be able to read people's energy, you see straight through people's bullshit. You see through the underlining things that people fail to say. You also can see into different people's insecurities. You are literally able to see these people as damaged, murky, even deranged in some sense. Because a lot of the times when you are able to read energy, you are some level of clairsentient, claircognizant. You just have a way of knowing things that you have no prior knowledge to. But you're able to read a situation, you're able to read a room, read a person. And a lot of the times that can be very intimidating. So you run into a lot of people that may try to challenge you more than actually welcome you with open arms, due to the fact that there's something in you that causes a certain level of animosity. It's like they know that you're able to see through them, but they can't read you. Because a lot of the times people operate from very emotional places. People tend to have a lot of secret insecurities, frustrations, even desires that they have pent up. So when somebody else like you, who doesn't really care what people think, you read energy, so you probably reserve yours, or you're somebody that can stay to yourself, or you don't give up people a lot to work on. So it's almost like nobody can actually read you. Nobody understands where your emotions actually are or how you feel about certain situations, people, places, or things. You just don't give people access to that because you understand people's energy and how they use others' energy as well. You also see through people's secret motives. So when somebody is presenting something one way, but they secretly have another agenda, whether that is to undermine you, whether that is to scrutinize you, whether that is to literally just one up you in some way to make themselves feel better. You may realize a lot of the times people tend to target you due to the fact that you seem so self-assured. Because when you read energy, you are able to read the room, so you know what energy to give and what energy not to. You also do not just give your energy out. So you may realize a lot of people who harbor some type of animosity, unhealed wounds, or negativity tend to try to dominate you, control you, dominate conversations around you, or narratives. When people envy what you embody, whether it's your level of freedom, self-assuredness, or confidence that they don't allow themselves to, they will attack you for that. They also will find themselves seeking importance through you, like doing things to get a reaction out of you. They don't target people who they deem as weak or insecure because that is too easy. They try to come after people they view as self-assured because if they can get you to second guess or question themselves, then they feel like they have won the ultimate battle because their life is set on confusion or not feeling chosen. And a lot of the times, this is what people who target other individuals or try to shortchange, undermine, or purposely have the agenda of not actually connecting, not understanding, but wanting to win, wanting to be competitive, wanting to force their only way of thinking onto other individuals. They cannot stand someone with a different level of opinion, way of being, way of living. You tend to see this a lot too when it comes to certain religions. You know, there are certain set rules, ways of being, and spirituality is about freedom, your ability to understand your connection to your higher self, to source, or many other beliefs that you are welcome to embody and understand, because we're not living in a situation where things are just black and white. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So everybody's journey is going to be so much different. What you are meant to experience is not the same thing that someone else is meant to experience. What you've been through is not the same thing that somebody else has been through. Your way of being, your ancestors' way of being is going to look completely different than the next individual whose ancestors lived a certain way. So the wisdom that you may be receiving is wisdom that someone else may receive in a different way. But all of that is okay because there is no one way. That's the beauty of your own spiritual path. So you may even notice that a lot of the times when you are gifted or you utilize your gifts in a certain way, or whatever the case may be, even if you're just living your life, people become frustrated when you don't want to adopt their way of living, of being. This is why I say you'll see it a lot too when it comes to spiritual beliefs, the community, etc. Why? Because the reality is sometimes people bring over those religious ways and try to control people within this community. But it's not even just about spiritual, religious communities, it's in general. A lot of the times people cannot stand when somebody thinks for themselves or they live unapologetically. This goes back to a lot of the times people will actually envy what they seek in themselves and they see in you. This is why they cannot support you, because you have changed or elevated in a way that they still hope that they can one day reach within themselves. So a lot of the times people will attack you too if they feel like your light, your aura, or your ability to, again, read energy, be empathic, but you don't absorb people emotionally, and you have a level of boundaries that they don't understand. They can't push past, they can't trigger you. They're looking for some way to dismantle you. This is why a lot of the times people will try to get close to you, people will act like they like you, people will give you backhanded compliments hoping that you can't read between the lines. But the reality is a lot of the times people will also take your silence for weakness, not understanding the strength that there is in silence, not understanding that your ability to see right through them, you can dismantle them in a second. You can say something that will read them to filth to make them reevaluate their entire existence. But it's not even fair. You also have to give those people compassion because they're honestly battling different things that they will not admit. That's why they try to attack you. That's why they have all the energy in the world to try to downplay what it is that you're doing or look for fault in things you say. They dissect every word you say, looking for some type of argument. And once you realize that their goal is not to actually come to some level of common ground, you starve them of that energy. So when you're able to read energy, you are somebody who naturally does not give people the reaction that they are looking for, and this infuriates them. But you're also here as like a cosmic balancer because your energy forces people to look within themselves and really understand and do that self-reflection that they're failing to do, because you're not the problem. Why are they seeking external validation or some type of level of being chosen by someone that doesn't care? It's like these people are going down a slippery slope that only ends one way. They're crashing at the mountains that they're avoiding actually healing. They're going down those slopes and then they encounter somebody like you who has the energy of a bear. Bears are naturally hermits. They want to be left alone. So at the end of the day, when they come to your cave, your area, or whatever the case may be, they easily get humbled because they're not even worth the attack. They're trying to get you to attack them. They're looking for a fight. They're not looking for understanding. They're not looking to learn anything. They're not looking to actually help you. What they're doing is they're looking for a fight. Their spirit is restless. They feel unseen. And sometimes people truly act out because they're not getting the attention, the recognition that they want in their day-to-day lives. So you have to understand you are like a doorway. And if they can get into your door, if they can get access to you, if they can somehow upset you, that would make their day. Because in some way, that makes them feel important. This is why people don't care about slighting other people or doing whatever, as long as they get some type of attention. This is why you see a lot of the time people will be jealous of your action, your forward movement, your ability to authentically be yourself, while they still are hiding parts of themselves and they hide in the shadows. Because a lot of the times people don't realize what they eat don't make you shit. So they have to sit with their own bullshit. And that honestly is the worst punishment that they ever have to deal with. It's because they're not getting the reaction that they want out of you because they're just not relevant enough for that. And nobody actually gives a fuck about what they have to say. It's like a child crying out for help. If anything, you should feel compassion for these people. You shouldn't want to get on the same level as them because they don't even know who they are or why they're doing what they do. A lot of the times they live in a land of illusion and they don't realize how miserable they are.